Hello, my name is John Nagoski, and I'm a native speaker of English from Wisconsin in the USA. I would like to introduce to you my English reading channel with questions and answers.
The Emperor's Seed. Once there was an emperor in the far east who was growing old and knew it was coming time to choose his successor. Instead of choosing one of his assistants or one of his own children, he decided to do something different. He called all the young people in the kingdom together one day. He said, "It has come time for me to step down and to choose the next emperor. I have decided to choose one of you." The kids were all shocked, but the emperor continued, "I'm going to give each one of you a seed today. One seed. It's a very special seed. I want you to go home, plant the seed, water it, and come back here 1 year from today with what you have grown from this one seed. I will then judge the seeds that you bring to me, and the one I choose will be the next emperor of the kingdom." There was one boy named Ling who was there that day, and he, like the others, received a seed. He went home and exactly told his mother the whole story. She helped him get a pot and some potting soil, and he planted the seed and watered it carefully. Every day he would water it and watch to see if it had grown. After about 3 weeks, some of the other youths began to talk about the seeds and the plants they were beginning to grow. Ling kept going home and checking his seed, but nothing ever grew. 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks went by. Still nothing. By now others were talking about their plants, but Ling didn't have a plant. He felt like a failure. 6 months went by. Still nothing in Ling's pot. He just knew he had killed his seed. Everyone else had trees and tall plants, but he had nothing. Ling didn't say anything to his friends, however. He just kept waiting for his seed to grow. A year finally went by, and all the youths of the kingdom brought their plants to the emperor for inspection. Ling told his mother that he wasn't going to take an empty pot, but she encouraged him to go and to take his pot and to be honest about what happened. Ling felt sick to his stomach, but he knew his mother was right. He took his empty pot to the palace. When Ling arrived, he was amazed at the variety of plants grown by all the other youths. They were beautiful, in all shapes and sizes. Ling put his empty pot on the floor, and many of the other kids laughed at him. A few felt sorry for him and just said, "Hey, nice try." When the emperor arrived, he surveyed the room and greeted the young people. Ling just tried to hide in the back. "My, what great plants, trees, and flowers you have grown," said the emperor. "Today, one of you will be appointed next emperor." All of a sudden, the emperor spotted Ling at the back of the room with his empty pot. He ordered his guards to bring him to the front. Ling was terrified. "The emperor knows I'm a failure. Maybe he will have me killed." When Ling got to the front, the emperor asked his name. "My name is Ling," he replied. All the kids were laughing and making fun of him. The emperor asked everybody to quiet down. He looked at Ling and then announced to the crowd, "Behold, your new emperor. His name is Ling." Ling could not believe it. Ling couldn't even grow his seed. How could he be the new emperor? Then the emperor said, "1 year ago today, I gave everyone here a seed. I told you to take the seed, plant it, water it, and bring it back to me today. I gave you all boiled seeds which would not grow. All of you, except Ling, have brought me trees and plants and flowers. When you found that the seed would not grow, you substituted another seed for the one I gave you. Ling was the only one with the courage and honesty to bring me a pot with my seed in it. Therefore, he is the one who will be the new emperor." What is Ling's problem in the story? No matter what he does, his seed will not grow. He was not given a seed by the emperor. His mother wants him to plant a new flower seed. Ling wants to lie to his emperor about his seed. How does Ling feel as the year ends and his seed does not grow? Sad, excited, thankful, angry. What happens last in the story? Ling goes home with his boiled seed. Ling is chosen as his new empire. Ling has his pet cricket sing a song for the seed. Ling's mother tells him to plant a new flower seed.
The Goose That Laid the Golden Eggs. A man and his wife had the good fortune to possess a goose which laid a golden egg every day. Lucky though they were, they soon began to think that they were not getting rich fast enough, and, imagining the bird must be made of gold inside, they decided to kill it in order to secure the whole store of precious metal at once. But when they cut it open, they found it was just like any other goose. Thus they neither got rich all at once, as they had hoped, nor enjoyed any longer the daily addition to their wealth.
The moral of the story. The moral of The Goose That Laid the Golden Eggs is fairly obviously that greed is bad. If the man and his wife had not been motivated by avarice or greed for more gold, they would not have cut open the goose, and thus they would not have deprived themselves of a smaller but regular and steady and reliable source of income from their special bird.
D. I want it all, I want it now attitude, which leads them to kill the goose in the hope of discovering even greater riches inside it, is their undoing. Pick the word that is familiar to greed. Wasting resources in order to satisfy human greed. User, hunger, tiger. Which word has the opposite meaning of undoing? Betterment, defeat, denial. Which word is a synonym for undoing? Denial, downfall, overall. Pick the word that is familiar to downfall. The downfall of Napoleon in 1870. Undoing, dying, union.
The Mischievous Dog. There was once a dog who used to snap at people and bite them without any provocation, and who was a great nuisance to everyone who came to his master's house. So his master fastened a bell round his neck to warn people of his presence. The dog was very proud of the bell, and strutted about tinkling it with immense satisfaction. But an old dog came up to him and said, "Fewer airs you give yourself the better, my friend. You don't think, do you, that your bell was given you as a reward of merit? On the contrary, it is a badge of disgrace."
The moral of the story. Those who attain a bad reputation mistake it for fame.
The charcoal burner and the fool. There was once a charcoal burner who lived and worked by himself. A fool, however, happened to come and settle in the same neighborhood, and the charcoal burner, having made his acquaintance and finding he was an agreeable sort of fellow, asked him if he would come and share his house. "We shall get to know one another better that way," he said, "and, beside, our household expenses will be diminished." The fool thanked him, but replied, "I couldn't think of it, sir. Why, everything I take such pains to whiten would be blackened in no time by your charcoal."
The moral of the story. People are driven apart by their differences more easily than they are brought together by what they have in common.
The Mice in Council. Once upon a time all the mice met together in council, and discussed the best means of securing themselves against the attacks of the cat. After several suggestions had been debated, a mouse of some standing and experience got up and said, "I think I have hit upon a plan which will ensure our safety in the future, provided you approve and carry it out. It is that we should fasten a bell round the neck of our enemy, the cat, which will, by its tinkling, warn us of her approach." This proposal was warmly applauded, and it had been already decided to adopt it, when an old mouse got upon his feet and said, "I agree with you all that the plan before us is an admirable one, but may I ask, who is going to bell the cat?"
The moral of the story: it is easier to make a suggestion than to carry it out. What is a council? A party, a meeting, or a question? What was a good idea? Hang a bell around the cat's neck, put a bell on the cat's tail, put a trap out for the cat. What is the lesson of this story? It is easier to give ideas than to carry them out. Mice are stupid animals and cats are smart. Don't propose good ideas.
The Bat and the Weasels. A bat fell to the ground and was caught by a weasel, and was just going to be killed and eaten when it begged to be let go. The weasel said he couldn't do that because he was an enemy of all birds on principle. "Oh, but," said the bat, "I'm not a bird at all. I'm a mouse." "So you are," said the weasel. "Now I come to look at you." And he let it go. Some time after this, the bat was caught in just the same way by another weasel, and, as before, begged for its life. "No," said the weasel, "I never let a mouse go by any chance." "But I'm not a mouse," said the bat. "I'm a bird." "Why, so you are," said the weasel, and he too let the bat go.
The moral of the story: it is wise to turn the circumstances to your advantage.